Hi, I'm Dave Kassler, amateur radio, call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. And greetings to Augies all over the world. Today we're going to look at a radio that Radioddity sent to me. This is an interesting radio. As you can see here, it's got the serial numbers and stuff like that out here. It's professionally packaged. It's got a interesting little thing on the back. It says Sane 3 LLC. Address is in Delaware, although it's made in China, of course. It claims FCC authorization for this, so that's good. Let's open it up and see what's inside. And in the tradition of not using any glue at all on their boxes, this thing completely unfolds like this and like this and comes apart all the way. The first thing that's included is the owner's manual. The entire manual is in English. So they try, and Radioddity's been getting much better with its instruction manuals and so on than it has in a while. So let's come around here and we'll take a look at what's in the box. The first thing in the box, besides a lot of cardboard, is the radio itself. And again, it's all cardboard with no glue or anything. And typical of the Chinese, everything's packaged in plastic. There's a peel-off thing on the display, which we can take off. There's no battery in here right now. This is the standard. Let's see if we can find a voltage on this battery. I don't. It just says it's a 10-watt radio. Let's go looking for the battery. Here's the battery, I think. Again, packaged in plastic. So this is the battery. Now this battery is 7.4 volts. That's standard for Chinese radio. All the Chinese radios are like that. None of them take 12 volts directly. Here's your positive and negative here. Now, I want to point out that these three little tabs here are hot with battery voltage. This is the minus, this is the 0, and this is the temperature sensor for the recharger. If you have like a piece of gold jewelry, like a very fine necklace or something like that, if it touches both of these, it can melt it, okay, because that goes directly into the battery. The way you put the battery on is by hooking down here at the bottom, like that, okay, and then it closes like a clamshell. To get it out of there, you push down here and pull it off like that. Okay, and there's the FCC label again. In a future video, when we go to test the radio, I will double check that FCC filing to make sure it's for real. Okay, the next thing we're looking for is the antenna, and that is, again, in the box. Here is the antenna. Typical screw-on with the microwave connectors. Now, this is a UHF radio only. It does not work on 2 meters. It works on 70 centimeters only. Now, a lot of DMR work is done on 70 centimeters, but there are 2-meter DMR repeaters. Okay, this will also work, of course, with a hotspot. Now, one of the things to remember about this, booting, please wait. Now, that's a Radioddity thing. That's a Anytone thing, but there's the Radioddity logo. Okay, let's see what it looks like. It looks just like an Anytone, except it's VHF or UHF only. And you can get that to come back. The problem with this screen is that once, and obviously we've got to change the menu item for how long it stays up there. It's way too low. We want to note that this goes completely blank when the backlight is off. This has the feel of the Anytone radio, and I'm wondering if they are the makers of this. Okay, let's look and see what else is in the box here. That's a spacer. This is a spacer. All cut cardboard, no glue. This right here is the programming cable. Now let's take a look at this cable. Okay, because you're going to have to put in a driver into your computer for this cable, but I want you to notice that this cable has got the standard Kenwood style interface, okay? And it's going to go in here. Turn this off. This peels open from the side. There we go. And this cable goes this way. No, it doesn't. It goes this way. There it is, right there. And then this goes to the computer. Now you can also use this as your headphone and microphone jack. Okay, let's see what it comes with. This is a belt clip. This is the recharger, which looks very much like the Anytone recharger. Now note, DC 12 volts at an amp. Output DC 8.4 volts at an amp. Now you may ask, if that's 8.4 volts and the battery says 7.4 volts, what's going on? Well, you need a higher voltage to charge a battery than you do to run it. When this thing is fully charged, it'll actually be closer to 8.4 volts. This charger looks like, they're very similar to most chargers that you get with the Chinese radios. But some of them will say 10 volt input, okay? And if you try and put 12 volt into the 10 volt input ones, you can create a fire. This one says 12 volts. It's got a standard little connector at the back here, okay? And that is what you use to charge this. Now this is the charging adapter right here, and this, which has got the big wide interior here, goes there, and that goes in, and it's got the US adapter there. Okay, so you charge your radio by dropping it in there and making sure that it stands up straight, and then turn it off. You shouldn't be monitoring the radio while it's in the charger. Okay, now the fact that this is a lithium-ion battery means that you can leave it on the charger for a little more than till you get the thing completely full. But in general, what they want you to do is leave it in the charger till that turns green, and then take it out. Okay? Now, you can put it back on the charger anytime. The lithium-ion batteries have no NiCad-like memory effect or anything. So what we have here in the package, get rid of all the packaging, is the manual which is a reference manual rather than a how-to manual, okay? And we've got the programming cable and the power unit. Now, one of the things to note with these radios is you should charge them before you use them. They come with a little bit of battery voltage just to confirm that the thing works, but they do need to be fully charged before you use it. That's a jet in the background. Where are we getting a jet over Ridgeway? Must be something going out of Montrose. The programming software comes from the Radioddity website. So go to radioddity.com and go to the Radioddity radios. It'll show several different brands of radios. Click in the Radioddity radios and you'll notice in the little window down at the bottom there's a place that's called software. Click on that and that'll take you to the software. And you want to look for the GD products icon in there. And then that will have the GD-AT10G, AT, any tone. I wonder. And that will go there, and you can download the programming software. This will not work with Chirp, I'm afraid, because this is a digital radio. Now, I want to talk for a minute about being only 70 centimeters. It is true that most DMR repeaters are on 70 centimeters. Most, but not all. Most FM work is done on 2 meters, with some on 70 centimeters, okay? So you're buying this radio primarily because it's a DMR radio, but it's also an FM radio, and you can use it for normal FM stuff. It's got all the usual features in there that you would expect, including a place where you can put a list of all the IDs for all DMR users and really set it up for DMR. This is also a perfectly good FM radio for 70 centimeters, not 2 meters. And that right there is something that would give me pause buying a radio, that it's only 70 centimeters. Now, I have purchased an only 70 centimeter radio, but that was, oh gosh, decades ago. I bought an ICOM IC4AT, I think, which the IC2AT was 2 meters, the 3AT was 220, or 1.25 centimeters, and then the AT4 was their 70 centimeter radio. That was back before the days of dual band radios. This is not a dual band radio. Make sure you're aware of that when you purchase it. It feels, looks, the GD-AT10G, even the AT there reminds me of Anytone, and I wonder if they are the OEM that made this, because everything looks so much alike. But it does not work on 2 meters, whereas the Anytone is 2 meters and 70 centimeters, and their mobile version, the 578, is also got 220 on it, although only 5 watts. Okay, that's 1.25 meters. It's pretty rare in the US, but it is available. Okay, so there you have it. We have opened up the radio. It's an ordinary radio. It's 10 watts. Let me just read a couple of the statistics for it. There's this, wondrous, worshipful text in here. But it has DMR. It's got all the messages. The digital encryption can be used in Canada, but not the United States. It offers great stability, reliability, 10 watts, as well as a fashionable design. Aren't you just blown away by the beauty of that design? Looks an awful lot like an Anytone. Okay, The GD-AT10G has text messaging, recording, voice message, digital encryption, emergency alarm, man down alarm, which are DMR features that are hardly ever used in ham radio. Voice message, let's see, work alone, GPS, APRS location reporting, roaming, vibration, analog DTMF, which is what's used in the US for repeater access tones. There's one tone. It's also got 2-tone, 5-tone, and it does not, those are not used in the US very much. Now, DTMF means you can use this with the phone patch, because when you're transmitting and you press on a key, you'll get the tone for that, just like your cell phone or your touch tone phone use. Okay, it's got APRS location reporting, okay, which means there's a GPS hidden in there somewhere. And roaming, vibration, analog. It also has the standard CTCSS tones. It has the DCS tones, which aren't much used in the US. Okay, so what you want to do, it says, when you hook this to your computer, is to download what's in here first into the computer, and then upload from the computer to here your new, let's see what they call it. They've got a code plug, is what they call that file that has all your updates and everything. It's called a code plug. This has serious memory in it. I think 200,000 memories and so on. So there you have it. We are doing a giveaway this month during the month of September 2011, okay? And I would urge you to get your input into that so that it gets to me by the 30th. The giveaway is an antenna. It's the my antennas 80 through 10 end-fed half-wave or EFHW antenna. I bought it with channel funds. I tested it. It works. It's a beautiful antenna, wonderful antenna. On 80 meters and 40 meters, of course, it's going to be more an NVIS antenna. But as you go up in frequency, you'll get longer DX patterns out of the thing. That antenna is going to be given away this month. To enter the giveaway, send me a postcard, a QSL card, or one single sheet of paper in an envelope that has your name, call sign, your address, shipping address, where you want stuff shipped to. And I ship USPS, okay, the post office. And let's see, I need your phone number in case I have any questions. I don't need your email address unless that's the only way of getting a hold of you. And the only reason I need the phone number is so I can call you in case I can't understand something or something seems garbled. We will do the selection on the September 30th live stream. And I would suggest that you mail no later than a week prior to that. The post office is getting weird about getting mail through in a timely manner. I have received some mail, letters, postcards and stuff that were mailed a week prior. It's supposed to be overnight, but they were mailed a week prior. So I will choose that, and then what happens to all the rest of the entries, they go straight into the trash can. Now, I do open every envelope and take a look, and I do read the comments on everything. So if you want to comment, that's fine, but they all go in the trash. The reason is because I believe in privacy. Your entries will not be transcribed or put on a mailing list or anything, okay? So, and the person who wins, I will take your entry and put it in the box with the antenna and send it back to you. I mean, I don't keep records of this. I value your privacy. If you would like to support this channel financially, please go to dcasler.com/support. There are several ways there that you can use from a one-time tip, or you can become a patron through Patreon, and the link is there on that page. One advantage to being a patron is that once a week we put a video on Patreon early so that you can view it before it's released to the general public. That's a privilege of being a patron. So until we next meet, 73.